everybody, welcome to Excel video 361. Talked to a group the other day that had switched PM systems about a year ago, and the old vendor was about to turn their system off and limit access to their data so they couldn't trend, they couldn't do anything else with it. And they said, can you help me? And I said, sure, we'll pull some data out, we'll store it someplace else so that when you want to either access that data or trend with the new data, we can do something. When you're ready to do fancy things with your data, I'd love to help you. Speaking of fancy, what we're going to do now is we're going to say, okay, what if we want the third next available new appointment, kind of like what we had up here, but for whatever reason, this patient can only go to the south location because that's where their doctor is, or that's the only place they can, get a ride to, or whatever it is. We want a third next available new appointment at the south location. Well, we can do that. And part of the trick that we're going to need, remember when we were doing true and false and and or and stuff like that, the question we have over here is it has to be new and south. So we want new and south to be true. We want to multiply when we do the array. That's what we're going to do. The multiply is going to do the and, whereas if we used plus, we'd get the or. If that doesn't make sense to you, go back and watch those Excel videos, a couple of Excel videos ago, and make sure you get and versus or in arrays, and how an and array, new and south, we're going to use multiplication. So here is a formula from the dark side. Equals small. That's where we're starting. We want the smallest appointment in an array, and we're going to give it a 3 at the end of this because we want the third next available appointment. Well, what do we want to do? We want the if statement again, and then inside this if statement, I'm going to put another left parenthesis because I'm going to do two tests and multiply the tests together. What's the first test? Appointment type, F4 equals new. Remember, new has to be in parentheses. Now I'm going to put a parenthesis around that and multiply that by my second test because, again, it's an and test, new and south. F4 that equals south. So now I've finished my test. That's if, comma. Now, see, Excel's trying to help me here. I've done the logical test. What do I want to do if it's true? I want to select those items that are true from this array. I'll lock that in with the F4 key, and I'm going to finish the if statement because I don't care if it's false. I'm just going to leave it out. I'm not going to, if it's not new and south, I'm not going to go look at some other data. I'm just not going to include that in my list. All I want to know is new and south future appointments. So that big long thing is my array. Now what I need to do is put a comma there, and notice when I type the comma, notice how this little hint will go from array to K. K wants to know what number I want. I want 3. Finish the whole small function now with the right parenthesis. You know what I'm going to do now. Control-Shift-Enter. And then I highlighted these and shaded them a little bit. Hopefully it shows up on the video okay for you because I've got 3 new south appointments here, here, and here. It just so happens with this random data, they're all on June 19th. One at 8 a.m., one at 9:30, and one at 3:15. Well, the third next available is the 3:15 appointment, and that's what we're seeing. So what's the trick? If, like we did before, combined with multiplying this condition times this condition, the multiply means they've both got to be true. They've got to be new and south, and the third next available. That's the trick. Last one was small. It's coming up next time. We're going to have a bunch of criteria that you can just, pick the number here. I want the first next available. I want it to be a surgery appointment. See, I've got an error there. I don't have a surgery appointment at South for Dr. Nate. Well, let's see if I've got one at Maine. I don't. Let's see. Oh, and see, it's got to be on Monday, too. Okay, this is way complicated. It's got to be on Monday. It's got to be a surgery appointment. Let's see if I have a new appointment. I don't have that. Let's find one I know I have. New, Maine. Oh, but see, I need the day of the week. I've got to know what day of the week that is. So let's come over here and do Thursday from this drop down. Do we have a Tuesday? Do we have a Wednesday? Finally, we have a date. How on earth did I make all that work to get the first new appointment on South with Dr. Nate on Wednesday? That big long formula. is what we're doing next time. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching.